Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see.
A pleasant day, it's me, Giselle Bigon, a BSed English student. In this video, we're going to discuss to you all about the activity that was given to us to interview a teacher. It's either a teacher is handling in elementary or in secondary. This interview is all about the literary piece of Hilda Cordero Fernando about the visitation of the gods. And the first thing that I did is I follow all the health protocol before I went to the teacher's home, and I politely asked the teacher if I can interview her in a few minutes, and she allowed me to interview her. However, when I asked if I can do a video recording, she asked a favor to not record herself for she didn't want an exposure. So what I did is I interview her and jot down all the information that I gathered. When I start the interview, I formally introduce myself to her. I know that she already know me, but I did it because it's a formal interview. Afterwards, I ask her if she's familiar with the literary piece of Hilda Cordero Fernando about the visitation of the gods, and she said that she already read this literary piece during college and she's still familiar with this story. This is all about the visitation of the superintendent and district supervisors and the division supervisors for the purposes of inspection and evaluation for the public schools. I follow up a question asking if she can confirm or negate the issues or problem that are presented in the story. She answered my question and said that it's a realistic account of what actually occurs in public schools when influential people stop by. They created an impression in order to obtain exorbitant prices for them. In essence, they are only pretending to do something. Even if pretending has a positive impact, it isn't beneficial in reality. Being honest to oneself is preferable to wearing a mask, so which leads on to the fact that you are only pretending. We shall just feel ashamed for ourselves as a teacher, she said. Furthermore, I asked her if what is her personal experience related to the story since she is a teacher in a public school. The personal experience in the school that she's teaching right now is it is a reality that frequently go rather through evaluation to assess their performance. They prepare their students for the evaluation process by teaching them what to do, what to say, or how to respond. She added that she know it's not really a good thing to do, but it's somewhat like normal in a teacher now. Teachers nowadays, especially in a public school, for a teacher to have a great performance and have a high ratings. However, there are some parts that she found out that it's somewhat like some upsetting that the school only beautified the campuses during the evaluation period. But yeah, it's a crucial thing to do. It's the decision between a teacher just follow what others are doing to impress the visitors to have a high ratings or not to do it, but there's a high possibility that they can have a high rate. And she added that surely I will gonna experience it, especially that I'm becoming a teacher. And after a minute, I decided to end the interview and I thank her for sparing her time for the interview. A political-like structure in the educational field is depicted in the Visitation of the Gods narrative. It demonstrates that achieving success doesn't necessarily depend on being the greatest of at what you do, rather placing others in position of authority will get you spot there as well. One of the points of the narrative is the need of maintaining close relationships with your superiors and being obedient. to their demand in order to please them and receive excellent ratings. The fact that the educational authorities are no longer distinct from the political system of the period demonstrates how corrupt and perverted they are. According to my own opinion, such system and treatments must be improved from the perspective of every individual. One must uphold their commitment to their obligation rather and vocation. It is also necessary to improve management techniques. Teachers and staff members must make their school well structured, appealing, and attractive every single day, not just when there is an evaluation. The sip method, which is rejectable still existing these days, must be eliminated. The performance of a subordinate must be objectively assessed by the superiors of higher ranking officials without regard to the subordinate's popularity. This simple yet efficient method would improve and increase the effectiveness of the system. That's all about this interview activity. Thank you and God bless everyone.